Hi, everyone. We have Coach here. If you have a question, raise your hand and I'll bring you into the room. First question, Rebecca Harlow, MSG Network.
Coach, your team showed a lot of resiliency to make sure that you won this one in the end. But at the beginning of that fourth quarter, when your offense stalled some, what did you see in that stretch when you weren't able to be as efficient as you had been earlier in the game?
I thought it was the end of the third that and it ended up carrying over into the fourth. So we didn't close the quarter well, and then we started the fourth quarter very poorly. And the way they can score the ball, they can make up ground quickly on you. So, we're striving to become a 48-minute team. We got a long way to go, and hopefully we learn from this.
Steph Bondi, Daily News.
Hey, Tom, how much credit does Taj Gibson deserve for making that stop there? He obviously was an emergency sub after Nerlens fouled out, but he was able to stop Carl on that with 23 seconds left.
Yeah, and Carl is very difficult to guard because of all the skills that he has. So he can pull you out on the perimeter, he can shoot the three, he can put it on the floor, and then he's terrific in the post. And so it puts a lot of pressure on you. It requires multiple effort. I thought we did a terrific job on him. He still ends up with 27 points. So, but that's the great value in Taj. And the ultimate teammate. He's always been a terrific defender. He always stays ready, and he does whatever you ask him to do. So initially he wasn't playing at all, but he was great in practice, great with our big guys, always talking to Mitch, always talking to Nerlens, and to all the guys for that matter. So contributing in that way. And then when he was called upon, he was ready to go. So Nerlens and Taj have done a great job while Mitch has been out. And so we know that you don't replace Mitch individually. We have to do it collectively. But I think it speaks to Taj's professionalism, how he stays ready. He's the ultimate pro, consummate pro, and is terrific defensively and gives you great energy going to the offensive board, screening, rolling, all the little things that sometimes don't get measured statistically, but are of great value to the team in terms of winning.
Brian Mahoney, AP.
Did you sense in those first couple minutes of the fourth quarter when you kind of lost control of them a little bit that it'll be tough to get it back? And ultimately, what did it take to do that in the end?
Yeah, I think the way they could shoot threes, and we made 3 mistakes in a row that created open threes, and they're terrific. They shoot a lot of threes, and if you give them open looks, they're going to make them. And so that they made up ground quickly on us. But I do like the fact that we kept fighting and we found a way to win the game. And ultimately, that's what's important, is find a way to win. Whatever we got to do down the stretch to win the game, that's what we want to focus in on.
Steve Popper, Newsday.
Hey, Tom, talking about that last couple minutes when you guys did pull it out, what does that show you the last 3 minutes to see Julius, RJ kind of come up calmly, it looked like, with what you guys needed offensively?
Yeah, I thought RJ had a terrific game for us all around. Put a lot of pressure on the rim, got downhill, played with a lot of poise for us. And Julius is Julius. He's our engine, and he puts a lot of pressure on our opponents, but he's a very willing passer. He makes the right play. And we were struggling to score. We got into the post a couple of times, and he got us good looks inside. So he was very good down the stretch. We had a lull where we missed some wide open shots and we missed some bunnies, but you got to keep fighting, and that's what we did.
Mike working up, The Athletic.
Hey, Tom, you had that challenge, I think, very early on Nerlens Noel's second foul call. I was just wondering your thinking on the balance of valuing him not getting the second foul in that situation versus using the challenge and possibly losing it.
Yeah, that was the main thing, is not getting the second foul, and also thinking that I didn't think he fouled him, and also saving the 2 points. And so usually you don't use it that early unless it's in that situation. So I thought I wanted to try to keep him matched up with Carl as much as possible. So it worked out for us.
Hey, everyone, we have Taj Gibson here. If you have a question, raise your hand and I'll bring you into the room. Rebecca Harlow.
Hey, Taj, just walk us through where your mind was when there was 30 seconds on the clock. You knew the ball was going to Towns in that moment. You knew you had to defend him without fouling. You got the job done, but just kind of take us through that moment for you.
First off, understanding the pace of the game, understanding Noel was getting that last foul call, just having to have the mental to be ready. But my teammates just trying to inspire, just trying to do what I have to do, but just not let Cat get middle. I've been around him a good amount of time to know that he wants to get to the middle of the lane and try to shoot the running hook or this a floater hook. And it was a fight. I knew it was coming to him. I got lucky tonight, just trying to use my body and just fight.
Mark Berman, New York Post.
Hey, Taj, did you get a sense how much Tom wanted to beat this team, considering the past history, and yourself too?
Coaches didn't care about this. Coaches look at this game as a normal game, that understanding the standings, understanding where we're at. We just focus on each other. We're not worrying about anybody or any other team. We just focus on ourselves. We're getting better, understanding we're trying to build something. And that's it. We just focus on each other. We got a lot of friends over in that organization still, from my point of view. So we just look at it as another game because that's a tough young team, and then we didn't want to lose this one.
Ian Bagley, SNY.
Todd, you mentioned that the time you had spent around Carl. Did you knew or you felt like it was a pretty good possibility that he was going to try to go middle? Is that just from being around him, practicing against him, seeing him for so much?
To be honest, when you're a veteran, we got to watch a lot of film on these young guys. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of different moves out there. Late in the game, just got to be prepared, put the preparation in, and that's what I try to do. I knew that he was really trying to get middle. That's all I watched the last couple of days of these couple of practices we've been having. I know he wanted to get middle, and I know that's his go-to move. And I just try to warm up, just try to be physical, and I got a lucky bounce, and Jules was able to secure it. But late in the game, that the rebounds late was big for us.
Steve Popper, Newsday.
Hey, Taj, for you guys, seeing the 21-point lead disappear, but then, like you said, the rebounds, the defense, a couple of big shots by RJ and Julius. Just what does it mean to or show that you guys could lose the 21 and still hang on there?
That just shows growth, understanding that we're a different team from last year, as far as the mental state of just knowing how to be huddled right when it's close, understanding the stakes. It's always tough losing a big lead like that, but at the end of the day, you just have to man up and try to get it up and just focus on your mistakes in practice. But luckily for us, we pulled it out. Don't have to basically hear Tibbs' mouth after the game. We can come away with a positive, but we still got some things to correct. But like I said before, we're a hungry young group, and everybody works every day. So we're just going to make our corrections and move forward.
Steph Bondi, Daily News.
Hey, Taj, when you say the mental state is different from last season, what do you attribute that to? Is that just natural growth? Is it coaching staff? What do you think that the reason for that is?
I think our coaching staff, they've been drilling guys from the beginning of the summer all the way to this point, and the preparation, even in shoot-arounds, has been outstanding. It's always tough to play a complete 48-minute game, but the way we all huddle around each other, everybody from top to bottom hangs around and hangs out, works out late with each other. So us a family, and we understand the stakes, and guys want to win. And everybody understands the more we win, the more things come our way, the more it's going to battle harder than us. So we're just taking it one day at a time. But we don't want to be in these situations by no means at all. But I think it's a testament to just, it's part of the game. Just got to learn from it and move on. And our young guys are really adjusting, learning from it, and we're growing.
Mike Workinoff, The Athletic.
Obviously, the game, especially offensively, is just played on the perimeter and in space, even with bigs now. On that play with Cat, did you enjoy the fact that it was just kind of like an old school post up 1-on-1 in the block, and you had to make a stop there if you could?
To be honest with you, it really didn't matter because in today's in the NBA, one thing about the NBA, you got to be able to guard your position. You got to be able to guard multiple positions now. You got to be able to move your feet. And Cat is a big, full of tricks. So I got lucky. I just lucky I've been able to watch film and be around him for a couple of years. So I knew what he wanted to do. And like I said before, I got a lucky bounce. Just try to make it tough because shots like that, you're gonna try to take away his strong suits. But he got a good look on it. But it all comes down to you just being fundamentally sound and having good coaches. And one thing about it, I heard my teammates the whole time behind me talking to me. So I wasn't alone. But the whole time I heard my teammates talking to me, and then we got the rebound, and the rest is history.
We have time for 2 more questions. Rebecca Harlow.
Taj, Ryan Saunders before the game went out of his way to talk about how both you and Derrick Rose, in his opinion, with all of the veterans that he's been around, and he's obviously been around this game forever, are 2 of the best in terms of being generous with your time and trying to develop young players. What does it mean to you to have that type of reputation?
It means a lot. That means that I'm doing the right things. You know what I'm saying? I try to go out there, leave 110% on the court. I try not to go home with any baggage. I just try to just go out there and just play hard. And that's the same way Derrick plays. We've been around the system. Luckily for us, with a tough-minded coach in Tibbs, and it's kind of molded us to trying to work. And I take pride in it. I look forward to always coming every day and hearing the young guys joke, hearing the young guys' point of view, and then we get to work. And I'm a worker, and I enjoy it. And Ryan is a great coach. He's just been basically going through a rough patch with a bunch of injuries, but that's a talented young team over there. And we really got out of here today with a tough win. But yeah, I appreciate everything that this league has offered me.
Last question, Ian Bigley, SNY.
Taj, Julius obviously has been, Tom just called him the engine for you guys. And it seems like just watching, just looks so much is different from last year to this year. And what are you seeing, like last year, Julius, to this year? What are you seeing differences, and what are you seeing from him in general?
Well, he's adjusted to the Garden. I guess sometimes you have to just get adjusted to those situations. We're counting on him a lot more, but he's just been there before, basically. But at the same time, he's putting in the work. Every day he puts in the work. He doesn't take any practices off, doesn't take any moments off in practice. Every time you see Julius in practice, he's calling out plays, he's laughing, he's in it, and he's always talking. And he's matured so much, and we count on him a lot. And that's why he's in a conversation of being an all-star, because he's really been putting in a lot of work. And the coaching staff has just been throwing out homework left and right, and he's just been adjusting. And the sky's the limit for him, and I'm extremely proud of him.
Thank you, Taj.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. We have Julius Randle. If you have a question, please raise your hand and I'll bring you into the room. Rebecca Harlow.
Julius, we touched on Taj a bit in that walk-off, but just what kind of comfort has he brought you, knowing that you can trust not only his skills, but his experience in late game situations like that to be able to defend without fouling?
Yeah, he's just very dependable, very, very dependable. And I love TG, man. He's a great person, great in the locker room, just a great veteran presence, to have around. He keeps me sane. He keeps me centered. So I love having TG around, and I trust him. I trust him a lot.
Steve Popper, Newsday.
Taj was saying that it shows growth from you guys from last year, that to blow the 21-point lead and then to get what you needed on both ends at the end. Do you see that?
Absolutely, yeah. That's one of the things I said after I was talking to Rebecca. I said I was really proud of our team because a lot of times when you lose a lead like that and momentum shifts in such a big way, the opposite way like that, it's easy to kind of crumble and cave in and just let the game go. And we just kept fighting, kept battling, and got stops and made plays down the stretch when we needed to. So I'm proud of our team for that.
Amanda Hajar, Knicks Digital.
Julius, how important are wins like this? You mentioned that it's not the way you wanted to win, but you did it anyway. How important is it, even just to learn how to pick yourselves back up after having a lead and then losing it a little bit?
Yeah, it's extremely important. To get wins like this, we need them, especially when we're fighting for what we're fighting for, and also on our home court. One of our biggest things is we want to protect home court. So we did both tonight. Obviously not the way we wanted to do it in the end, but we got it done, and that's all that matters.
Ian Begley, SNY.
Julius, just piggybacking off of the previous question, the mental toughness of this group, not ultimately losing the game after blowing the lead. It's like, obviously it's not all the same players from last year, but it's a lot of the same players. So what do you think is that mental growth? Where do you think that comes from? Just spending time together? What do you think it is?
Yeah, that's exactly that. Just spending time together, a year of getting better as individuals, and just trusting each other. So we had a year of growth last year, learning each other, and we just try to carry that into this year.
Bobby Childs.
Julius, you talked a lot about your off-season conditioning, much of it on the physical side. Can you talk about what you specifically did on the mental side to control your emotions to get you ready for this season?
Man, I can't give up all the secret sauce, man. But I definitely, have somebody that I trust, that I work with. And I think that's just as big as, the physical grind and toll that you take. I think the mental has to be hand in hand. And for me, my mental is sharp as it's ever been. My confidence is sharp as it's ever been. And I'm able to, sit back and evaluate situations better, have emotional control, regulation better. And for me, it's just, all tied into one thing, and, it's allowing me to have better performance.
Thank you, Julius.
Wow.
Hi, everyone. We have RJ Barrett here. If you have a question, raise your hand and I'll bring you into the room. Rebecca Harlow.
RJ, nice job with being able to hold on to this one. But, in the fourth quarter there, when the offense slowed down a bit, you just went after the rim and got to the free throw line. Can you just talk to me about your mindset at that point in order to do what you needed to do to win this one?
I felt like we had been playing well all game, and it's a game of runs. They made a really good run, but we were able to stay together and be solid. And like you said, we just kept attacking, and we're able to pull this one out.
Mike Vorkunov, The Athletic.
RJ, you guys had a little bit of that second half struggle like you did in Orlando, but this time obviously you guys pulled out the win. Was there something that you were trying to do offensively there to fight through it that you can do in Wednesday night?
We're just trying to be aggressive. We're just being aggressive, try to play together, and really just kind of do whatever you got to do to get the win. Really, that's kind of what you got to do.
Steph Bondi, Daily News.
Hey, RJ, you had that layup in Miami against Miami that you missed with the left hand. You hit this one. Was that just sweet feeling to convert that one?
Yeah, felt good. I've been working, every day, just trying to work on it. Got to finish those, right at the rim, and did tonight, and I'm glad that I was able to help contribute to the win.
Steve Popper, Newsday.
You guys get Taj in there with, I think, 23 seconds left against the 7-footer who's been on fire. Just talk about what he brought on defense on that play, what a veteran does there.
Smart vet, great vet. He actually played with Cat for a little bit, so he was able to come in and give us a huge spark off the bench. Huge stop down at the end. So definitely appreciate TG.
Mike Vorkunov, The Athletic.
Did you have any appreciation or maybe kind of incentive to win this game just because it was Tom facing his former team with the Wolves?
I think we're trying to win every game. I think we're trying to win every game. I think I'm very happy that we got this one, for Coach Tibbs, and just hope we continue to keep it rolling.
Amanda Hajar, Knicks Digital.
Hey RJ, Julius mentioned it's like not the win that the way you wanted it to win, but you snuck it out anyway. How important is it to get wins like this to come to get a big lead and lose it and then grind it out at the end?
It's huge. We faced adversity there when them coming back, and we stayed strong. We stayed strong, and we were able to pull out the win. So yeah, not the way that you want it to go down, but very happy with the win.
Thank you, RJ.
Thanks.